I think I'm going to look up Buddhify. Anyway, in the Harvard Business Review, they very frequently nowadays have articles about mindfulness. And can 10 minutes of meditation and mindfulness make you more creative? How meditation benefits CEOs. Those are a couple of the HBR articles that I just used as reference. But really all it takes is, say, 10 to 12 minutes, such as you might do with a physical exercise as well, where you just do some activity to get your heart going. In the case of mindfulness, you actually want to get your heart and your mind slowed down. It increases your positive and relaxed frame of mind. So simple way to approach mindfulness might be to, and there are a couple of steps laid out here. So you might find a quiet place without disturbances. Then you sit comfortably and set a timer if you want to. Otherwise, unless you have all the time you want and you want to do it without a timer. And you're not required to sit on the floor or in the lotus position. It's whatever is comfortable for you, because otherwise that itself, the discomfort, becomes a distraction. It's ideal if you then close your eyes. So you obviously want to be in a safe position to be able to do that, both safe environment and obviously not while driving. You then want to notice, just tune in and see what you're experiencing. What are you sensing? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Just sort of take an overall assessment. Then you shift your attention to your body and the sensations. Maybe it's how your leg is leaning on your chair, or how cool the floor is under your feet, or how the breeze is hitting the back of your neck if you're near an air conditioning duct or a fan, something like that. Once you've tuned into your physical body, then shift your attention specifically to your belly and to your breathing. And the reason this is pulled in specifically is because in yoga breathing or effective relaxation breathing, what you want to be doing is breathing in through your nose. And as you do that, your stomach should go out. Now, I know we live in a society where we're always trying to hold our stomach in, but for belly breathing, for mindfulness, you actually want to, as you breathe in through your nose, let your stomach go out. And then as you exhale through your mouth, your belly actually releases and moves in. So shift your attention to your belly and belly breathing. Notice the coolness of the air coming in through your nostrils, and maybe the warmth of your breath as it comes out through your mouth. Notice then if your mind wanders, just like clouds flitting by on a lazy summer afternoon. You just let them flit back and shift your attention back to your breathing. And continue in this state, just relaxing, just tuning in the very moment you're in. Refocusing on your whole body, maybe noticing your posture, noticing how your face feels. We have over 267 muscles in our face that get exercised all the time, and we don't think about it consciously. So how does your face feel? Maybe you even want to stretch, open your mouth, stretch your muscles in your face. And then either when your timer rings or when you just feel ready to open your eyes again, you open up, take another deep breath or two or three, and retune back into the world. And statistically, when you take 10 to 12 minutes just to do this simple kind of meditation or mindfulness exercise, notice how there's nothing specific, no mantra you have to focus on, no specific thing unless you want to. And daydreaming with a focus is another can of worms we can talk about another day. But the benefits are incredible. What happens is people tend to become relaxed. They gain a much more positive frame of mind. They regain a sense of composure where they previously might have been irritated or nervous or restless because of all the stress of the overwhelm and the information overload. And what's really key is that they regain a sense of presence. Now, when you have a sense of presence, it's a lot easier to focus on the tasks at hand. You can cut through the clutter, cut through the entanglement, and be focused on what it is you need to do. Now, the fact that you've also spent time breathing like you did, deep breathing through your nose, belly breathing, breathing out through your mouth, helps bring oxygen to your brain, which also brings you mental clarity. When we have mental clarity, we tend to have much higher and acute focus. We have more connection, which in turn leads to more creativity, because making connections between ideas and information and tasks and everything around you is part of what makes up creativity, creative output. And ultimately, when you have this mental clarity, when you have the sense of presence, when you have the sense of focus, all of a sudden you get back to the task at hand and you can perform better. You perform better even if the stress is still there, because you've expanded your stamina, you've expanded your sense of resilience, you've expanded your sense of mental agility and mental flexibility. And a lot of these are factors that leaders are seeking to develop in themselves, which is why mindfulness meditation is now touted here on Harvard Business Review, and why it's being brought into a lot of organizations as a part of authentic, not hokey, faddish leadership development. It's actually considered bona fide. Now, really, what you also are doing, if you get into the habit of mindfulness meditation, is you're developing the habit and your mental muscle that actually returns you faster after distractions, after interruptions, after upset. It returns you to a sense of equilibrium. And when you are operating from a sense of equilibrium and presence, you're able to slip back into productivity mode and get things done. A little side benefit, which is also huge, is in fact that relationships tend to stay less dramatic. You can deal with things with a sense of equanimity. You can communicate with people without being so reactive, and allows you just to feel in control of your environment. And that in and of itself, for people who like to get things done, as the American public does, and in fact most people do, but at least as a sort of cultural aspect, it's very important for us. When you set yourself up for that kind of success, then it reinforces, it becomes a virtuous circle. So just to remind you, the Dutch word is called niksen, Niksen, the art of doing nothing. And one of the ways to get there is to practice mindfulness meditation. And amongst the many benefits, not only physically for your health and emotionally and mentally, is that your productivity will go up. So that does answer the question for us. Does mindfulness meditation increase productivity? Yes, it does, or certainly yes, it can. So enjoy those moments and know that it's okay to take time out for Niksen and enjoying the finer, quieter, sweeter things of life. And that's what we're going to call a wrap for today. So I thank you so much for being here on Living Legacy Leadership. I want to invite you back next week. We'll have other guests and other people doing cool things and making their difference in the world just as you are. So thanks to our producer, Joe, and feel free as well to go check out the archived shows on SOBradionetwork.com under my show, Living Legacy Leadership, or my name, Donna Kim-Brand. And you can also check out GameChangerThinking.com to see how we might be able to work together in terms of legacy strategy, or maybe workshops in game changer thinking. So look forward to having you with us next week. And remember, the life you live is the legacy you leave.